100,000 of which came across one weekend from the US. So we know that the broad spectrum of patients that this covers, that these products cover, we really needed to be here. We were beginning to understand that shutting down websites was not the way. The answer was to get here. We had a little experience with local distribution, but our understanding of our products is much better than anybody else's. And it's necessary because of the number of boundaries that it crosses. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services won't recognize our technology, I'm afraid. You have the highest per capita health spend in the world. But I came and presented 2 years ago at Baltimore to the CMS, and they loved the technology, but they weren't prepared to separate it from older technologies. The silicon technologies now have massive patient benefits compared to commodity alcohol-type products in the past. But we just couldn't overcome that hurdle. So the HCPCS coding for the products it means that a patient would be reimbursed a very small amount. That has obviously delayed our arrival in the States. But I just want to give you just 3 comments from nurses and patients, one from here in the US, but this is from a nurse in the UK who's dealt with acute wound care for many years, and her view is that one of our products, our leading product, if you like, Niltac, has revolutionized patient care. Niltac is a medical adhesive remover. And when I first talk to people about medical adhesive removers, you know, their eyes glaze, you know, it's understandable. It doesn't seem very exciting. But just to give you an example, we were in Italy, and we were granted a half-an-hour talk with a very senior surgeon in Padova University Hospital. And he is the great white chief, this guy. And we showed up and we did our half-an-hour talk. And he watched our product very carefully, and he just said one word. He just said magic. And at 11:30, we'd gone in at 8 o'clock in the morning. At 11:30, we were still with him talking, and he'd cancelled 2 surgeries just to stay with us. So from afar, I apologize to 2 Italian patients. But so obsessed was he with the product that he champions the product now in Italy. We did the same thing in Japan. It really is quite remarkable. So another comment, this is from a nurse who's had around 30 years experience, again dealing with acute wound care, children with a condition known as epidermolysis bullosa, which I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, but EB is probably one of the cruelest conditions known to man. DEBRA is the charity, D-E-B-R-A, and it is our company charity. We support them. The conditions that these children endure is beyond belief, and it's very tough to meet them. But our product dramatically enhances the lives of many of them. Many of these children are bandaged heavily, 50, 60, 70% bandaging or more, and to remove those dressings every day, 3 or 4 hours, is excruciatingly painful. Many of them use pain relief before and during. But using Niltac, the adhesives just fall away. Now all of a sudden, adhesive removers become exciting if you know somebody with EB. Could be as simple as removing an ostomy pouch, an appliance, or a continence appliance, or even pain relief patches, products like that. Any adhesives that adhere to skin, almost any adhesives, Niltac will remove without any pain or trauma and evaporate very quickly and allow you to refit an adhesive onto the same section. You can even refit the same adhesive. So, the most exciting new product in my career, that was the comments of a 30-year veteran nurse. And this is an Alabama patient who I sent some samples to just a few weeks ago, just to give them a pre-market look, if you like, at the products. she'd seen them before and really wanted to try them. And that's her comment. Something as small as these 3 products can make a huge difference in the life of someone with an ostomy. I'm setting a scene here, really. You can understand that, you know, when you've got a technology like this, as I say, I know nothing about logistics, but I just knew that we needed to be here. And we were facing this challenge with the CMS that they wouldn't reimburse the products effectively. So we had to find a way to get here. And the way that we did it was to develop a B2C strategy and use a web shop. What you're looking at on that screen is not live yet, but maybe tomorrow. We are right on the cusp. It's been kind of difficult to get away today, but we are about to launch this website, and this will give patients the opportunity to simply buy the products online. So you're beginning to see where this is going as far as logistics is concerned. But we also want to act as an importer. There are many other avenues, channels that we can use. The large ones, hospital channels, are rather difficult to get into, the big buying groups, and rather difficult for us to manage as a new company into the US. But we have certainly had many inquiries, and we will promote that amongst people who serve EB patients or home care companies. So there will be carton quantities going as well. Without 3PL, without third-party logistics, we just could not possibly be here. The entire model, which I've been looking at for 18 months or so, would have fallen down completely without 3PL. I didn't even know what 3PL meant 18 months ago, so it had no relevance to me at all. My background is largely in product development and in marketing. So you can see that, you know, bringing a concept to a reality and needing this particular area so badly, having no knowledge of it, it was pretty difficult for us. We run very lean as a company. We're growing very rapidly. We've quadrupled sales in the last 3 years. So we need to, being lean, we need to be not jacks of all trades, but we certainly need to become specialists in different areas. I didn't go to university, but I do a degree constantly in something. So picking and packing, eaches and cartons, that was something that we were looking for. We know that the industry is highly regulated, although we're probably fall in at the easier end of things with Class 1 medical devices currently. Nevertheless, I have to become very familiar with the Code of Federal Regulations, Chapter 21, Parts 800 to 1,219. So my technical director tells me, and I will. But my question really is, how visible are you on the web to people like me who have no knowledge? What's your SEO like? What's your, you know, do you use social media marketing? Would somebody who has no idea of the lingo, but has a situation like mine, as I know my cousin does at the moment in the UK also, what's your marketing like to people like me? Everything was new to us. We'd never marketed direct to patients. We've never sold direct to patients. We've always gone through specialists in each country, home care companies usually, who already have the patient databases, and they're simply marketing to their own database. For us, it was just entirely new, everything. So that's probably my question to you. And how did we find the best 3PL? Look at me, I'm good at the jargon now. How did we find the best logistics for our needs? And the answer is, with great difficulty. It wasn't easy at all, with the lack of knowledge, searching from the other side of the Atlantic, from an IP address over there. That makes a difference. We had a bit of a challenge on our hands, but we thought we'd found something. But after some months of negotiation, it was it was probably too good for what we wanted. It was the golden, you know, it wasn't going to happen. Price-wise, we would have been committing to something that as a relatively small company with unknown, high expectations, but unknown success, we really needed to look at a company with more flexibility. I'm delighted to say that through Georgia Logistics, we were introduced to Schneider. And I really want to thank Ben Harris and Paige Siplon from Georgia, because they really did help us out a lot. And more importantly, perhaps, is that the partners they put us onto in Schneider have just been fantastic. There's been no delays. They've answered yes to practically everything, then made it happen. Perfect for people like us, absolutely perfect. You know, a big thank you to Cindy Latoul there, and most particularly to my main contact there, who's Phil Wolfe, who's here today. Absolutely fantastic job from you guys. So, thank you very much for staying awake. Most of my audiences, especially when I sing and play, are well gone by now. Either at the door or asleep, but thank you very much for your time.